Most people are fundamentally slow, and that is the primary reason they are broke. Because money has a direct and unbreakable relationship with speed. And if you are not moving at the speed of light, then you are already losing to the man who is willing to execute before you even finish your first cup of coffee. You see, everyone in the world has ideas, and everyone thinks they have found the next big thing. But the difference between a billionaire and a dreamer is that the billionaire has implemented the idea before the dreamer has even finished writing his business plan in a notebook that will eventually gather dust on a shelf. You must realize that the world is moving faster than it ever has in human history. And if you are still operating on a schedule that involves taking weeks to make a simple decision, then you are essentially a ghost in a machine that has moved past you. Most of you say you want to be rich, but then I ask you what you did today, and you tell me about your long-term plans and your 5-year goals, but you cannot tell me what you did in the last 60 minutes to move the needle, and that is why you are failing. Success is not a destination that you reach. By walking slowly, it is a prize that is snatched by the man who is running so fast that his feet barely touch the ground. You need to understand that every single second you waste is a second that your competition is using to build a better product, or to capture more attention, or to close a deal that should have been yours. Speed of execution is the only metric that matters in the world of business, because a good plan executed today is infinitely more valuable than a perfect plan executed next month. The world does not reward perfection, it rewards completion, and it rewards the man who is willing to iterate in the middle of the storm rather than waiting for the clouds to clear. You think you need to have everything figured out before you start, but that is just a lie told to you by a system that wants you to be patient and obedient so that you never actually challenge the status quo. The truth is that you will never have all the answers, and the only way to find them is to start moving and to let the momentum of your own actions guide you toward the solution. If you want to build a website, then build it today, not next week. And if you want to launch a product, then launch it tonight, not after another 3 months of market research that tells you what you already know. Most of you are paralyzed by the fear of making a mistake, but you fail to realize that the biggest mistake you can ever make is doing nothing at all. Every failure is just a piece of data that you can use to adjust your course, and the faster you fail, the faster you will find the path that actually works. You need to become a maniac about efficiency, and you need to look at every single process in your life and ask yourself how it can be done faster and with more intensity. If you are taking an hour to do something that can be done in 10 minutes, then you are wasting 50 minutes of your life that you will never get back. And those minutes add up to days and weeks and years of wasted potential. You must treat your time as if it is the most valuable currency in the universe, because it is the only thing you cannot buy more of, regardless of how much money you have in the bank. The Matrix wants you to be slow, because a slow man is a controlled man, and a man who is patient is a man who can be put on a treadmill for 40 years and never realize he is going nowhere. You need to break out of the slow lane and realize that the only way to achieve financial freedom is to move with such aggression that the world has no choice but to give you what you want. Money likes speed, and it gravitates toward those who are willing to move with urgency and who are not afraid to get their hands dirty in the pursuit of greatness. You see, most people are waiting for a sign or a perfect moment or a mentor to tell them exactly what to do. But the only sign you need is the fact that you are currently broke, and the only mentor you need is the pain of your own stagnation. You must realize that the digital age has removed all the barriers to entry, and the only thing standing between you and a massive income is your own laziness and your own refusal to move fast. You can reach millions of people with the touch of a button, and you can build an empire from your laptop, but you would rather spend your time consuming content than creating it, because creating requires effort, and effort requires you to face the fact that you might not be as good as you think you are. You need to kill your ego and realize that you are nothing until you have produced something of value, and you will never produce anything of value if you are moving at the speed of a snail. I want you to look at your life, and I want you to identify every single area where you are being slow, and I want you to fix it immediately. If you are slow at responding to emails, then you are signaling to the world that you are not serious. And if you are slow at making decisions, then you are signaling that you are a follower rather than a leader. Leaders move fast, and they make decisions with conviction, and they are not afraid to be wrong, because they know that being wrong is just part of the process of being right. You need to develop a sense of hyper-productivity where you are getting more done in a single day than most people get done in a month, and you need to maintain that level of intensity for as long as it takes to reach the top. This is not a game for the weak or the faint of heart, and if you cannot handle the pressure of moving at high speed, then you should stay in your 9-5 and let the adults handle the real business. The reason I am where I am today is because I moved faster than everyone else, and I was willing to do the things that everyone else was too scared or too lazy to do. I didn't wait for permission and I didn't wait for a plan, I just started moving and I never stopped. You need to adopt that same mentality, and you need to realize that the only way to win is to outwork and outrun everyone around you. Speed of execution is a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it becomes, and eventually you will reach a point where your baseline speed is faster than the maximum speed of your competitors. At that point, you are untouchable, and the world becomes your playground. Most of you are still stuck in the thinking phase, and you think that by thinking you are actually doing something. But thinking is not doing, and planning is not doing. Only doing is doing, and the faster you start doing, the faster you will start winning. I want you to go out today, and I want you to execute on one thing that you have been putting off for months, and I want you to do it with such speed that it scares you. This is the only way to break the cycle of mediocrity, and this is the only way to become the man you were meant to be. The world is full of slow people, and that is why the world is full of poor people. Do not be one of them. Move fast or die broke. You must understand that every major corporation and every massive empire was built on the foundation of aggressive movement and a refusal to settle for a pace that felt comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of progress, and if you are comfortable, then you are stagnant. And if you are stagnant, then you are dying. You need to embrace the chaos of high-speed execution, and you need to realize that things will go wrong and things will break, but that is just part of the cost of admission. It is better to have a broken system that you are fixing at high speed than a perfect system that exists only in your imagination. Most people are obsessed with the idea of passive income, but they don't realize that passive income is the result of years of hyperactive work. You cannot have passive income until you have built a machine that works for you, and you cannot build that machine if you are moving slowly. You need to be obsessed with the process of creation, and you need to realize that the more you produce, the more chances you have to win. If you write one book, you have one chance, but if you write 10 books, you have 10 chances. And if you write them all in the time it takes most people to write a chapter, then you have already won. Speed allows you to dominate the market by sheer volume, and volume is the only way to ensure that you are heard in a world that is louder than it has ever been. You need to capture attention, and you need to hold it, and you can only do that if you are constantly putting out new ideas and new products at a rate that keeps people interested. The moment you slow down is the moment people forget you, and the moment they forget you is the moment you stop making money. You see, most of you are playing a game that you don't even understand, and you think that by following the rules you will somehow get ahead, but the rules were written by the people who want to keep you in your place. The only rule that matters is speed, and the only metric that counts is how much you have accomplished in the last 24 hours. I want you to stop making excuses, and I want you to stop telling yourself that you need more time, because time is the one thing you have an abundance of if you stop wasting it on things that don't matter. You spend hours on your phone, and you spend hours watching television, and then you complain that you don't have enough time to start a business. That is a lie, and you know it is a lie. You have the same 24 hours that I have, and the only difference is how we use them. I use mine to build an empire, and you use yours to watch me build an empire, and that is why I am rich and you are poor. You need to wake up, and you need to realize that the clock is ticking, and every second you spend in hesitation is a second that is gone forever. You need to develop a cold and calculated approach to your work, where you are moving from task to task with absolute precision, and where you are not allowing your emotions or your feelings to slow you down. If you don't feel like working, then you work anyway, and if you are tired, then you work anyway, because the goal is more important than your feelings. Your feelings are a luxury that you cannot afford until you have reached the level of success that allows you to be soft, and right now, you are nowhere near that level. You need to be hard, and you need to be fast, and you need to be relentless in your pursuit of excellence. Speed of execution is the only way to stay ahead of the curve, and it is the only way to ensure that you are the one setting the pace rather than the one trying to keep up. I want you to look at your competition, and I want you to realize that they are probably just as smart as you, and they probably have just as many resources as you, but they are slow. They are slow to adapt, and they are slow to move, and they are slow to take risks, and that is where your opportunity lies. You can beat them simply by being faster. You can launch 3 products in the time it takes them to launch 1. And you can fail 3 times and learn 3 lessons while they are still trying to make their first product perfect. This is how you win in the modern economy, and this is how you become a leader in your industry. You need to be the one who's always pushing the boundaries and who's always moving at a pace that makes everyone else uncomfortable. If people are not complaining that you are moving too fast, then you are moving too slow, and you need to pick up the pace immediately. Most of you are worried about what people will think if you make a mistake or if you fail, but the truth is that nobody cares. Everyone is too busy worrying about their own lives to pay any attention to your failures, and even if they do notice, they will forget about it in a week. The only person who will remember your failure is you, and that is a good thing because it means you have learned something that will make you better in the future. You need to develop a thick skin, and you need to realize that the path to success is paved with failure, and that the faster you fail, the faster you will reach your destination. I want you to stop planning for next year, and I want you to start planning for next hour. What can you do in the next 60 minutes that will move you closer to your goals? Do that thing, and then do the next thing, and then the next thing, and don't stop until you are exhausted. This is the only way to build a life that is worth living, and this is the only way to escape the trap of the ordinary. You were not born to be average, and you were not born to be slow. You were born to be a conqueror, and you were born to move with power and purpose. Speed of execution is the physical manifestation of your will to win, and if you are moving slowly, then you are signaling that you don't really want it. I want you to prove to yourself and to the world that you want it by moving at a speed that is undeniable and by executing on your ideas with such intensity that success becomes inevitable. This is the mindset of a winner, and this is the only mindset that will get you to where you want to go. The world is moving fast, and you need to move faster. Lock in and execute. You must understand that in the realm of wealth creation, there is no such thing as being too fast, but there is certainly such thing as being too late. And the graveyard of business is filled with people who had great ideas but waited until the market had already moved on to someone else who was willing to act with urgency. You need to look at every single process in your operation, and you need to find the bottlenecks that are slowing you down, and you need to eliminate them with surgical precision. If your team is taking too long to communicate, then you need to fix the communication. And if your developers are taking too long to push code, then you need to find faster developers or simplify the process. There is no excuse for a delay that can be avoided, and every delay is a direct hit to your bottom line. You see, most people treat their businesses like a hobby, where they work on it when they feel like it, and they take their time making decisions because they don't want to feel the pressure of the real world. But business is not a hobby, it is a war. And in a war, the side that can mobilize its resources and make decisions the fastest is almost always the side that wins. You need to treat your business with the same level of intensity that a general treats a battlefield, and you need to realize that every move you make has a direct impact on your survival. Speed of execution allows you to capture opportunities that are invisible to the slow, and it allows you to capitalize on trends before they become mainstream. By the time the average person has realized that a trend is happening, the man of speed has already built a business around it and has already moved on to the next thing. This is how you build a massive fortune in a short period of time, and this is how you stay at the top of the food chain. You need to be obsessed with the idea of iteration, and you need to realize that your first version will never be your final version, so there is no point in waiting to make it perfect. Launch it now and let the market tell you what is wrong with it, and then fix it immediately. This feedback loop is the fastest way to build a product that people actually want, and it is the fastest way to grow your business. Most of you are stuck in the research phase because you are afraid to launch, and you are afraid of being judged, but judgment is irrelevant, and research is only useful if it leads to action. I want you to stop reading books about business, and I want you to start doing business, because you will learn more in 1 week of actual execution than you will learn in 4 years of university. The classroom is a place for slow people who want to be told what to do, but the real world is a place for fast people who are willing to figure it out for themselves. You need to develop a sense of urgency that is infectious, and you need to surround yourself with people who move as fast as you do. If you have slow people in your inner circle, then they will eventually drag you down, and they will make you settle for a pace that is beneath your potential. You need to be the one setting the standard for speed, and you need to expect everyone around you to keep up or get out of the way. This is not about being mean, it is about being efficient, and it is about protecting your time and your mission. You must realize that the Matrix is designed a world where everything is intended to slow you down, from the bureaucracy of the government, to the complexity of the tax code, to the endless distractions of the entertainment industry. All of these things are designed to keep you from focusing on what really matters, which is building your own empire. You need to cut through all the noise, and you need to stay focused on the task at hand, and you need to move with such speed that the distractions can't even catch up to you. I want you to look at your life, and I want you to identify the top 3 things that are moving you toward your goals. And I want you to spend every waking second executing on those things. Everything else is a distraction, and everything else is slowing you down. If it doesn't make you money or make you stronger or make you faster, then you should probably stop doing it. You need to be a minimalist when it comes to your focus and a maximalist when it comes to your execution. This is the only way to achieve the level of success that I have achieved, and it is the only way to stay at the top once you get there. Most people think that once they become rich, they can finally slow down, but that is a lie. The more successful you become, the more people are trying to take what you have, and the only way to stay ahead is to keep moving faster than everyone else. Success is a moving target, and the moment you stop running is the moment you become a target yourself. You need to stay hungry, and you need to stay fast, and you need to maintain the same level of intensity that you had when you were broke. This is the mark of a true champion, and this is the only way to build a legacy that will last. I want you to stop waiting for the stars to align, and I want you to start moving now. The only thing you need to start is the will to act, and the only thing you need to finish is the discipline to keep going. Speed of execution is the difference between a life of regret and a life of glory, and the choice is yours to make. If you choose to move fast, then you are choosing a life of abundance and power and freedom. But if you choose to move slowly, then you are choosing a life of mediocrity and struggle and dependence. The world is moving fast, and it is not going to wait for you. Lock in and execute with everything you have. You must understand that every single day you delay is a day that the world is changing, and the opportunities you see today might not be there tomorrow. So if you are not prepared to act in the moment, then you are effectively forfeiting your right to win. Most of you have a habit of overthinking every single detail until the original spark of the idea has completely vanished, and you are left with nothing but a heap of doubts and a list of reasons why it won't work. This is the death of ambition, and it is the primary reason why most people stay exactly where they are for their entire lives. You need to realize that the most successful people in the world are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented, but they are the ones who were willing to act when everyone else was still debating. You see, speed is a form of courage, and it is a signal to the universe that you are ready for the responsibility of power. If you are slow, then you are signaling that you are afraid, and the world has no time for fearful men. You need to develop a mindset where your default response to a new idea is immediate action rather than immediate analysis. If you think of a new marketing strategy, then test it tonight. And if you think of a new product, then build a prototype by tomorrow morning. Do not allow the idea to sit in your head for more than a few hours before you have taken a concrete step toward making it a reality. This is how you build momentum, and momentum is the most powerful force in business. Because once you have it, everything becomes easier, and once you lose it, everything becomes a struggle. Most people spend their lives trying to find momentum, but they never find it because they are moving too slowly to generate any heat. You need to be the one who creates the friction, and you need to be the one who starts the fire through sheer speed of execution. I want you to look at your daily schedule, and I want you to find the empty spaces where you are doing nothing, and I want you to fill them with productive action. If you are waiting for a train or sitting in a lobby, then you should be on your phone, closing deals, or researching your industry, or communicating with your team. There is no such thing as downtime for a man who is on a mission, and every minute is an opportunity to move the needle. You need to become a machine that is constantly producing and constantly executing. And you need to stop worrying about being tired or being stressed, because those are just signals that you are actually doing something. The only people who are not stressed are the people who are doing nothing, and the only people who are not tired are the people who have no purpose. You should embrace the fatigue and the pressure because they are the indicators that you are operating at your maximum capacity. Speed of execution also allows you to stay ahead of the regulations and the systems that are designed to slow you down. By the time the bureaucracy has noticed what you are doing, you should already be so far ahead that they can't stop you. This is the only way to truly innovate, and it is the only way to build a business that is truly disruptive. Most people are afraid of the law and afraid of the rules, but the rules are just guidelines for the slow, and the law is just a framework for the average. If you are moving at high speed, then you are operating in a different dimension where the normal rules don't apply. I want you to stop being a victim of your own hesitation, and I want you to start being the master of your own timeline. You have the power to decide how fast your life moves, and you have the power to decide how much you will accomplish in the time you have left. Do not waste another second in doubt or in fear or in laziness. The world is moving fast, and the rewards are going to the people who are willing to move with it. Lock in and execute with an intensity that borders on madness, because that is the only way to achieve the level of success that is truly legendary. Most people will never understand why you are moving so fast, and they will tell you to slow down and to take it easy, but you must ignore them. They are not on the same mission as you, and they are not looking for the same prizes. You are looking for total dominance and total freedom, and those things require a speed that the average person cannot even fathom. Stay fast, stay focused, and stay relentless. The only thing that can stop you is you, and the only way to stop yourself is to slow down. So don't slow down. Accelerate until you have broken the limits of what you thought was possible, and then accelerate some more. This is the only way to live, and this is the only way to win. Money likes speed, and the world rewards the fast. Be the man of speed, and you will be the man of power. Execute now. You see, the fundamental truth of the universe is that entropy is always working against you. And if you are not actively moving forward, then you are naturally being pulled backward by the forces of decay and competition. This is why stagnation is a death sentence in the world of finance, and why you must be in a state of constant motion to even maintain your current position, let alone move ahead. Most of you treat your progress as if it is linear, but in reality it is exponential, and the speed at which you execute today determines the trajectory of your growth for the next decade. If you are slow to start, then your curve remains flat, and you will find yourself 10 years from now in the same position you are in today, wondering where the time went. But if you move with speed, then you start to hit the upward curve, where every action you take is multiplied by the momentum you have already built. This is why you see young men making millions in a year, while older men are still struggling to pay their mortgage, because the young men were willing to move at a speed that allowed them to hit the exponential phase of growth while they were still in their prime. You need to realize that the market does not care about your age or your experience or your feelings. It only cares about the value you provide and the speed at which you provide it. If you are the first to market, then you get the biggest share. And if you are the fastest to adapt, then you get to keep it. Most of you are still operating on the old model of business, where you spend years in development and months in marketing, but that model is dead. And it has been replaced by the model of rapid prototyping and viral expansion. You need to be able to go from an idea to a revenue-generating asset in less than a week, and if you can't do that, then you need to learn how. You need to master the tools of the modern age, and you need to realize that the internet is the ultimate amplifier of speed. You can reach the entire world in an instant, and you can build a global brand from your bedroom, but only if you are willing to move with the urgency that the medium requires. I want you to stop thinking of your life in terms of years and start thinking of it in terms of minutes. Every minute that passes is an opportunity to execute, and every minute you waste is an opportunity that is gone forever. You need to develop a cold and relentless focus on your goals, and you need to cut out every single person and every single activity that is not contributing to your mission. If your friends are slow and lazy, then you need new friends, and if your habits are slow and lazy, then you need new habits. You are a product of your environment, and if your environment is not designed for speed, then you will never be fast. I want you to create a high-pressure environment for yourself, where you are constantly being challenged to move faster and to do more, and where the cost of failure is high enough to keep you focused. Most of you are too comfortable, and that is why you are too slow. You have enough food, and you have a roof over your head, and you have enough entertainment to keep you distracted, and that is why you lack the hunger that is required for greatness. You need to put yourself in a position where you have to win, and where there is no plan B, because only then will you truly understand the necessity of speed. When your survival depends on your execution, you will find a way to move faster than you ever thought possible. You see, the world is a brutal place, and it is only getting more competitive as the barriers to entry continue to fall, and the only way to stay at the top is to be the fastest predator in the jungle. I want you to look at your life, and I want you to realize that you are currently being outworked and outrun by someone who is younger than you and who has fewer resources than you, but who is simply willing to move faster. That should make you furious, and it should make you want to change everything about how you operate. You need to become the man who is known for his speed of execution, and you need to build a reputation as someone who gets things done while everyone else is still talking. This is the only way to attract high-value partners and high-value opportunities, because everyone wants to be on the winning team, and the winning team is always the fastest team. I want you to stop waiting for permission to be great, and I want you to start acting as if you are already great by executing on your ideas with absolute conviction. The only difference between you and the version of yourself that is a billionaire is the amount of work you have done and the speed at which you have done it. You can close that gap by moving faster and by refusing to accept any more delays in your progress. Speed of execution is the master key to the universe, and if you have it, you can unlock any door and achieve any goal. So stop being slow and start being fast. Lock in and execute with everything you have. The clock is ticking and the world is waiting. Do not be the man who missed his chance because he was too busy being patient. Be the man who took the world by storm because he was too fast to be stopped. Speed is power, and power is yours if you have the guts to take it. Execute now. The reality of the modern era is that information is infinite, but time is finite. And therefore, the only competitive advantage that truly matters is how quickly you can process that information and turn it into a profitable action. Most of you are drowning in information, but starving for execution, because you have mistaken consumption for progress. And you think that by watching another video or reading another book, you are somehow moving closer to your goals. But knowledge without action is just a sophisticated form of procrastination. And the man who knows one thing and executes on it today will always beat the man who knows 10 things and does nothing until next week. You need to develop a bias for action that is so strong that it overrides your natural inclination to plan and to prepare. The world does not care how much you know. It only cares what you have done and what you have produced. If you want to make $1 million, then you need to stop thinking about how to make $1 million, and you need to start doing the things that make $1 million. You need to pick up the phone, and you need to send the DMs, and you need to build the product, and you need to close the sales. These are the physical actions that lead to wealth, and the faster you perform them, the faster the wealth will come. Most people are slow because they are looking for a shortcut or a secret, but the secret is that there is no secret, and the shortcut is just hard work done at high speed. You see, the Matrix has conditioned you to value stability and security, but stability is just a slow form of death, and security is just a comfortable cage. You need to embrace volatility, and you need to realize that the fastest way to grow is to put yourself in situations where you are forced to adapt and where you are forced to move with urgency. This is why I am constantly starting new businesses and constantly pushing into new industries, because I want to keep my speed of execution at its maximum level. I want to be in a state of constant growth, and I want to be the one who is always setting the pace for the rest of the world. You need to adopt this same mindset, and you need to realize that you are either the one setting the pace or the one trying to keep up, and the one trying to keep up is always the one who is broke. Speed allows you to test more ideas and to find more winners and to scale your successes before the competition can even react. If you can test 10 ideas in a month and one of them is a winner, then you have found a winner. But if it takes you a year to test one idea, then you might not find a winner for a decade. This is a simple math of success, and it is entirely based on your speed of execution. I want you to look at your life, and I want you to realize that every single area where you are currently struggling is an area where you are being too slow. If you are struggling with your fitness, then you are too slow to get to the gym and too slow to fix your diet. And if you are struggling with your relationships, then you are too slow to communicate and too slow to provide value. You need to apply the principle of speed to every aspect of your existence, and you need to realize that a fast life is a rich life. Do not be afraid of the pressure, and do not be afraid of the stress, because those are the indicators that you are actually moving. The only people who are not under pressure are the ones who are doing nothing, and they are the ones who will be forgotten. I want you to be the man who is remembered for his intensity and his speed, and I want you to build an empire that reflects your will to win. The world is moving fast, and the rewards are going to the people who are willing to move with it. Lock in and execute with an intensity that borders on madness, because that is the only way to achieve the level of success that is truly legendary. Most people will never understand why you are moving so fast, and they will tell you to slow down and to take it easy, but you must ignore them. They are not on the same mission as you, and they are not looking for the same prizes. You are looking for total dominance and total freedom, and those things require a speed that the average person cannot even fathom. Stay fast, stay focused, and stay relentless. The only thing that can stop you is you, and the only way to stop yourself is to slow down. So don't slow down. Accelerate until you have broken the limits of what you thought was possible, and then accelerate some more. This is the only way to live, and this is the only way to win. Money likes speed, and the world rewards the fast. Be the man of speed, and you will be the man of power. The final truth you must accept is that nobody is coming to save you, and nobody is going to give you a handout. So if you want to change your life, then you must be the one to do it, and you must do it with a speed that leaves the world in your dust. You have been given the ultimate gift of life and the ultimate opportunity of the digital age. And if you waste it by being slow and being lazy, then you deserve the mediocrity that is coming for you. But if you choose to move with speed, and if you choose to execute on your ideas with absolute aggression, then the world will bow to you and the prizes will be yours. The clock is ticking, and